Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. We are discussing about doing educational research. In our earlier program, we have discussed one of the aspect, one of the step or component of doing educational research, that is selecting a research problem. How to select a research problem, what are the different sources of selecting a research problem, and we have also discussed that how to evaluate a research problem, that this is or your research problem is a good problem, is an important problem. So in this program we will discuss the second aspect or the second step, you can say, that is review of related literature. So you see, this is many a time creates confusion in the mind of the researcher, that whether selecting a research problem is fast or doing review of related literature is fast. So friends, don't be confused. You see, both the work in research, both the aspect in the research are related with each other. But as a researcher, as a student of education discipline, I can say that, or as a practitioner of education, I can say, before selecting a research problem, one should analyze the literature, the available literature, means the researches that has been conducted earlier. If you first analyze the works, then from there we can get a detailed background of the study, that what has been conducted earlier, and what are the new things that has not been conducted earlier, and there is the need to conducting or taking that problem for this study. After all, whatever we are doing for our research, there should be certain newness, certain innovativeness should be there, and your research problem should contribute something. There should be certain new contribution, certain innovativeness should be there for the society, for the knowledge society, for the community, and for the fraternity of education, for the teachers, for the students, for the curriculum, for the institution. So that's why, and overall for the system. So that's why first you can say one should analyze the review. Then after analyzing the review, one will be in a position to select a problem. Okay. So don't be confused. Though in the process of research work, we are writing in a process, we are writing in a very systematic way. So what we are doing, first we write the theoretical background of the study or the introduction of your entire work, that is the first chapter. Then after we write the review of related literature. But actually what we do, the work of review of related literature, it does first, then after we can select a problem. And when we analyze the review, equally we also get a detailed background of the theoretical, what theory and what principle is aligned with your research problem, means what is the background of a research problem. At the same time, we will also get a status, we will also get a status of the problem, means what are the things has been earlier conducted, and what are the gaps, means what are the things have not conducted and you are going to study. So friends, today we will discuss this review of related literature and what is the need of this review of related literature. Then again we will discuss that what are the different sources from we will get the professional literature, means studies that has been already conducted, for analyzing it, then to reach at a point and to give a shape to your research problem. Then of course we will discuss about how to write the review of related literature in your dissertation or in your research. So friends, you see, first of all, when we are doing or when we are reviewing the related literature, the first need or the first you can say the first importance is to know the status of the problem. Okay, means whether that problem has solved or whether that problem is still unsolved, or whether there is unanimous decision in view of result of that problem, or still there is a gap. Okay, means let 100 researches have been conducted on a particular problem, and you will find that some researchers are agreeing with certain fact. At the same time, you will find that some researchers, they are not agreeing with that fact. It means you can say that still that problem is not solved. So when you will analyze the review, so you will get a detailed status of the problem, then accordingly you can set your research. Then second, to know the result of earlier research. Okay, so what are the results has been find out in the earlier study, and when you will read the results, then definitely you can you will be in a position to establish a gap. Okay, gap means what I was saying earlier, that some researchers, few researchers, they are agreeing with a fact, saying that there is a positive correlation between two variables, or there is a difference between two groups so far as a variable is concerned. But at the same time, the other group is saying, the other researchers are saying that no, there is no correlations between two variables. Okay, or you can say even if among two groups in a particular variable, there is no difference, there is no significant difference. So when such type of gap is there, or when you will find that certain aspect has not touched, let a researcher has done his or her research taking a topic, and he has included some of the aspects, some of the component, but still certain components which has not properly taken care of in research. So you can say that you can do a study, that is the gap. You can do a study for filling that gap. Okay, so review of related literature helps to fill the gap, to give certain newness, certain innovativeness to your research. Okay, as we consider that every research is a new research, should be a new research. Okay, so that's why for giving newness to your research, one should go for review of related literature. Then get an idea of the entire research process. You see, when you will study the review of related literature, you will find that how the studies have been conducted earlier, what process has been adopted, what tools have been used, whether it is a standardized tool or a teacher-made tool. Then you will get idea whether what is the size of the sample, what technique has been adopted for selecting a sample. Okay, how the data has been analyzed, what statistics has been used, how the objectives have been stated, and at the same time whether hypothesis has formed or not. If hypothesis has formed, then what is the nature of the hypothesis, whether it is a null hypothesis or whether it is a directional hypothesis. So what I mean to say, the entire process of doing work, so that the researcher will get an insight, will get a detailed knowledge when they will review the related literature. So this is also one of the need for reviewing the related literature. Then again I will say that bringing answer in the bringing newness to the present study, as I have told you that review of, when you will analyze the review of related literature, then you will be in a position to bring certain newness or to establish certain new things to your study. So friends, we have discussed about the need of review of related literature. Now let us discuss from where we will get the review of related literature, means what are the different sources. By using that sources we can get the reviews. First I will say that the published thesis. You see, the earlier work that has been conducted, if it is published, means let you are getting a piece of research work that has been published in a book form. Okay, so you should read that book, you should read that piece of literature or the research, and from there you should go detailed idea about the process of the work and the result. Then the research journals, you will find that some research articles, research papers that has been published in different research articles in professional journals. So professional journals and research articles in professional journals are also one of the source for getting reviews related to your study. Then you can also get knowledge and information data from different website and encyclopedia on any theme of education. You will find that you will not find any such area is still left. Maybe certain new areas may be there that has not explored yet, but still then in most of the areas you will find the encyclopedia. Okay, Wikipedia and encyclopedia, that also you can access for reviewing it and for analyzing the reviews. Then government reports and documents. You will find that many government reports that has been kept in the government website. Okay, maybe in MHRD website, maybe in NCERT website, NCT website, other website, UGC website. Okay, Association of Indian University website. Like you can say the report of committee and commissions. Okay, University Education Commission, Secondary Education Commission, National Policy on Education, and now new policy of education that is going to be published anytime. So these are the government reports and documents. Even the Right to Education Act, Right to Information Act, as well as the Child Right Act. So all such documents and such reports are available in different websites. That is the government report. So that is also another source for reviewing the related, getting the studies and to review it. Then conference proceedings. So wherever conference is going on, you'll find that they are publishing the proceedings, means the entire paper. If you are getting the conference detailed proceedings, then that can also serve as one of the review of related literature. Then newspaper and periodicals. You can also get certain knowledge, certain data, certain information from daily newspaper and the periodicals. Okay, so that also one of the source for review of related literature. Then of course books and e-books. So nowadays you will find thousands of e-books are there on different themes. Okay, maybe on management, maybe on educational administration, maybe on leadership. Okay, maybe on assessment. So these e-books as well as the other books that also serve as one of the source for getting the review of related literature. Then of course the important source is the OER and internet. So nowadays you see we are getting ample of resources that is called as the open educational resources. So that has been developed for the purpose of knowledge society, for the purpose of research, for the purpose of education. So that can be also one of the source for getting review of related literature. Then internet. So we are getting internet is a very huge source. Nowadays you will get that ample resources which is available in the e-library. Everything is available in soft form, okay, in online. So these are the certain sources that can be used for getting the review of the literature, and that you have to analyze that literature and you can do your study. Then again we will discuss that how to write the review of related literature. So I will say about the 5 steps. First step is search for relevant literature. First you have to search where the literature is available. Okay. Then you have to evaluate the sources. So after getting, let you are accessing internet, and from the internet you are getting an article. So then you have to evaluate it. You have to evaluate the sources, that who has written, from which institute, whether this is an authentic source or not. Okay, so many a time you will find that many literature is available, many document is available without an author, without you can say any authorship. So for justifying the you can say the authenticity of the data, authenticity of the work, you should evaluate the source. Okay, so whether that source is an authentic source or not. Second, identify the themes and gaps. Then what you will do, you have to study it, the themes, the literature, the entire work. Then after, as I was earlier talking, that you have to establish a gap. So what you will find that what has been done and what has not been covered in that study, and there is a need for conducting further research. Then outline the structure. Then you have to prepare a structure, that how to present it, in your research. Okay, what are the things you have to write and what are the things you will not write. Here you see, let a professional literature or a PhD thesis is having 250 pages or 300 pages. So in a review you are just taking a paragraph or a half a page, you can say. But here you see which paragraph you will take or which aspect you will take, that is the summary of that thesis, which you will include in your study. So the structure, detailed structure you have to prepare. Further we will discuss what is the detailed structure. Then the last work is write your review of related literature. So after you prepare the structure, then you will write the review of related literature. Then friends, we will discuss about when you will write the review of related literature. So what are the things you are supposed to mention? First of all, you have to write the in text. I am saying in the text when you are writing, what you will write. First, you have to write the surname of the author. Okay, let Ravinder Sharma. So what you will write? Sharma. Let this work has has done in 2015. So you will write Sharma to within bracket 2015. Then after, nature and level of the work. So what type of work, in which standard this has been done, whether it is a PhD type of work, whether it is a MPhil study, whether it is an independent research work, the level and nature of the work you have to write. Then title of the research. So what is the problem, research problem? What is the title of this work? That you have also mentioned. Or title of the book, if it is taken from a book, title of the report, or title of any study. Then methodology. What methodology has been adopted or has been practiced for doing the research. Then major finding related to the present research. So what are the findings has been come out from that study. And if it is possible, then you can write under the methodology about the sample and a process, detailed process. But many a time you will find that it is not possible to write the detailed process. So that's why the things which is very much related or very much important and very much relevant, significant to your study, you take only that portion. No need of taking the entire work. Then here I am saying try to understand, when in text reference you are giving for review of related literature, only write the surname and the year. And when you are reflecting it, writing it as a reference section, means at the end of your entire report, then give the detail reference as per the APA style or the MLA style. Okay, means the name, first name, surname, then year, title of the work, in which institution, page number of also, and published in which journal, in which volume, which issue, and the place, publisher, everything should be mentioned in the you can say reference section. Then let me to give one example. I am just reading one review of related literature. In this way you can write. As example, let Sahu 2009 conducted a study, that is study on study habits of high achieving CBSE and state board students of secondary school examination. The study reported that the high achieving students, irrespective of their boards, were very laborious and spending around 7 hours a day in studies apart from their regular school hours. Around 75% of high achieving students were participating in private tutorials or coaching. They were spending 2 to 3 hours in their coaching and private tutorials. Here you see in this example, what you will find that the surname is given, that is Sahu. Year is given 2009. Conducted a PhD study, means the level of the study, the nature of the work is also mentioned. Then title also mentioned, study habits of high achieving CBSE and state board students. The entire title is given. Then after, the study reported, means major findings which is related to your study is also given. That is high achieving students, irrespective of their boards, were very laborious. Means the high achieving students were laborious and spending 7 hours in a day. This has also given in the in the reviews. Then around 75% of high achieving students were participating in private tuition. Then again, those are participating in private tuitions, they are spending 2 to 3 hours in private practices, in private coaching or tutorials. So friends, here you see, starting from name, year, title of the study, then major findings as included in the review of related literature. So in this way, what you will do, you have to write the reviews that you have collected. And one important thing is, only presenting the reviews, writing the reviews is not enough. Rather, what you have to do, you have to analyze that review and you have to discuss that review. At least you have to write, after presenting all the reviews, one section should be there in your review of related literature to discuss the result. Okay, means the findings that you have got from different literature, you have to analyze it, and after analyzing you have to establish a gap. Means you have to write that how many researchers were agreeing with a certain fact, okay, and how many researchers are not agreeing with certain fact. So when there is some are agreeing with certain fact and some are not agreeing with certain fact, then there is the gap, and your work should fill that gap. So establishing a gap can be done by properly analyzing the review of related literature. So what the students are doing, only presenting the review of related literature, they never analyze it. So friends, unless you analyze the review of related literature, unless you discuss the review of related literature, you cannot establish a gap. So this is the quality of the work, that not only to present, rather after presenting the reviews, you have to analyze it and establish a gap. So friends, today we discuss about the review of related literature, the concept, the need of review of related literature, and we also discuss about different sources of review of related literature and how to write the review of related literature. In our next program, we will discuss other aspect of doing educational research. Thank you.